haul. So I know that you guys absolutely love these. We are whole food plant-based, and this is our Costco and Whole Foods grocery haul that we did this morning. So it's Sunday morning. I've been out of town for a while, and Tom did a little bit of grocery shopping last week, and he prepped some salads, but the refrigerators, we do have two of them, were looking rather bare this morning. And I said, you know what? I think we need to go shopping. And he said, I agree. So as we were collecting everything, I was like, when was the last time we did a grocery haul? It had been about a month. And so we thought, well, let's do it because today's looks a little bit different than the last one. So if you have questions, feel free to put those in the chat and preface them with a couple of question marks and with a couple of question marks. That will just help those pop out at me. And I'm going to see if I can get this to come up live for me so that I can see your stuff. Oh, here comes Tom. Tom can do it for me.
Okay.
If you would, that'd be great.
I'm going to move these guys just a little bit closer.
Oh, you guys move on in a little bit closer. Okay, so also I did a recap on Instagram and Facebook of my travels and how I ate while I was gone. I was on a road trip, and we might do a video about that. We'll see how time goes on another day. So we love to shop at Costco. I don't know if you guys know this, but Walmart and Costco are the number 1 and 2 providers of organic produce in the United States. So we do find that the prices at Costco are incredible. And because we eat large volumes, thank you, honey, it works really well for us to buy our produce there, as well as some shelf-stable items as well. So, hey, Rich is here. Gina. Hi, Gina. Thanks for joining us. Gina is one of our moderators, and so she can answer questions as well, and she will help us to make sure that we see all of your questions. So, you know, one of the top things that I know you guys buy as well as us are bananas, and we like to get the organic bananas at Costco. We always have bananas in varying stages of ripeness because once they get really spotty, they're very ripe. That's when all of the natural sugars come to the surface. They're super sweet. And that's when I peel them and freeze them. And we can use those to make banana nice cream. And of course, so many desserts have the bananas in them. They're a great replacer for fat and also sweetness when we are baking and trying to do it in a healthy way. Then also, I only had a couple of apples left. I love the Honey Crisp apples, and this is what Costco had today. Also, I want to say, if you are the plastic police when it comes to produce, I am not the channel for you. Don't leave me a nasty comment. You can just move on, okay? Because I'm buying what I can afford in the packages that it is available to me here in Northern California. And unfortunately, a lot of it comes in plastic. So for a while, Costco did have theirs in little cardboard boxes, and the cardboard was recyclable. I don't know what happened, but today it was plastic. Then I got a nice watermelon. So Tom picked this one up. Although it's small, it's very heavy. So hopefully it's super juicy and will be delicious. I love watermelon, and over the course of a week, I can eat that whole thing by myself. He doesn't eat a lot of watermelon. I got a pineapple. It is not ripe yet. I'll sit it on the counter and let it get ripe. And of course, the apples, bananas, pineapple, watermelon, I just love to have those every day. I like to have fruit. So we also buy the sprouted rolled oats from Costco. This is a really great price. And because they're sprouted, they're supposed to be healthier for you as well. If you do not use these up in a short amount of time, I highly recommend that you store them in the freezer. We did have some because we had bought several bags in advance, and we did not get them eaten up before a couple of bags went rancid. And so do store them in the freezer if you have freezer room. I didn't have freezer room at that time, and so I didn't have them prevent them from going bad. Then they had regular sweet potatoes today. They don't always have them. These are also organic. And so these are just those regular orange sweet potatoes. So I got some of those. So I like to make the fall pudding. I like to make my chocolate chia pudding. The grandkids like those just to be roasted, and then I puree them in the blender with some applesauce and a little bit of water to thin it. It's something our daughter has made for them since they were babies, and they still love it. Then a little bit of the maple syrup. Great price on maple syrup from Costco. And I do use this in some of my recipes. The grandkids love it on their pancakes and their waffles. And I do make some sweet treats for them that use maple syrup. You can swap out date syrup for maple syrup if you want to, but the grandkids really prefer this. So that's what they get. Organic tofu here. We love this. It's great. It's firm tofu from Costco. You get 4 containers in here. It's much cheaper than buying it at the grocery store or at Whole Foods. And like this is good until December. So really great to have. I like to bake it. You can air fry it. You can put a sauce on it if you want. Tom likes to just cube it and toss it into his dump soup. We have a video on how to make his dump soup. Also, almond butter. I use this in some recipes. The grandkids also like almond butter. They like to dip apples in it. And this is the natural. And so I don't know if you can see this or not, but it does have oil that separates until you mix it and then refrigerate it. So here's my tip on an easy way to mix this. My daughter taught me this because she has 3 kids that are whole food plant-based. They go through a lot of nut butters. This is the dough hook from my KitchenAid hand mixer. My hand mixer did not come with a dough hook, but I was able to go on Amazon and purchase one that would fit it. And so I just put this in my hand mixer. I open up the jar. I put this down in there and I run it. You'll want to run it on a low speed. Trust me, if you go high, the whole jar starts to take off. So I hold the jar with one hand. I put the dough hook in and just run it, and it will completely combine. And it's so much easier and quicker and cleaner to do it that way. You can also do it with natural peanut butter as well. Then you put it in the refrigerator, and once it's refrigerated, that prevents it from separating again. So you only have to do that one time. I was super excited to see that they had canned pumpkin, and this is the organic. Tom needs me to smile. Don't take a picture when I'm talking.
Okay.
There, he needs that for the thumbnail. And you know, I'm talking the whole time and then I have goofy looks on my face. So I bought a couple of cans of canned pumpkin before I went on my trip because I was making pumpkin pancakes and some pumpkin muffins for the grandkids. I paid $4.99 a can for some organic canned pumpkin. I'm like, what's up with this? So today I bought this. I don't have my receipt. I know I put my receipts down someplace, Tom, maybe in the laundry room. Anyway, in this, let's see, I have to look and see. We're getting 6 cans of pumpkin, and it's organic. And, you know, so many recipes are going to be using the canned pumpkin this fall. And plus, oh, thanks, honey, all winter long. And I want to just see how much I paid for the canned pumpkin. I know it's on here somewhere. Let's see. I think it was $7.99. Let me see. I'm trying to read this fast. Yeah, maybe you can find it for me. It is the Green Valley Organic Pumpkin, canned pumpkin. Anyway, oh, is it at the very bottom? No, that's the pie pumpkins. That's the fresh pumpkins that we bought. Oh, here it is above it. $8.89. Thank you. $8.89. So $8.89 instead of like $5 a can. So pick this up if you're going to be making things with pumpkin. I have pumpkin waffle recipe. I have pumpkin muffins, pumpkin cookies, also a black bean soup that has pumpkin in it. And I think I have a baked oatmeal that has pumpkin and cranberries in it. And I have a pumpkin hot oatmeal instead of baked. You just make it on the stove, and you also add some cocoa to it. So it is chocolate pumpkin. It is to die for. So get your canned pumpkin, you guys. This is the cheapest place that I've seen it. Of course, those of you who follow me know I love flowers. And so I picked up this bouquet at Costco this morning. They have the really big bouquets that they're charging like $16 to $18.99 for. These were, they had some small bouquets today for $9.99. So that was a really good value. And because we weren't going to go on to Trader Joe's, and the flowers at Whole Foods lately have not been that great, so I picked up this little bouquet. So I'm excited because Tom did not buy fresh flowers while I was gone. So when I got home, I did not have any. Those are actually artificial, but I do keep those on hand because, you know, I just love the look of flowers. Oh, drop my receipt. Okay, Tom, I am ready for you to pull some stuff off the counter so I can start pulling things out of the bag.
Okay.
All righty. Ma'am, I'm just going to check the chat here and see what's happening. Let's see. Oh, Gina says she got a good watermelon late in the season at Costco last week. Oh, good. I'm hoping this is a good one. I do like them. Barbara says, do the oats go bad before the date on them? No, we actually kept them past the date. And also, in all fairness, we had them in the garage, and that was not a good idea. If they'd been in the house where it was air conditioned, they might not have gone bad. All right. So, and Gina says to smell them first, and if they smell rancid, then don't use them. Yeah, you can smell. So if you've ever had any nuts go rancid, you know what that smells like, and it's off. So you would totally know that they had gone bad. All right. So this is not all that we have. Okay. So now my magic bags. So a lot of people are very entertained by this. These are my Mary Poppin bags. So it seems like they have an endless bottom to them. We actually bought these years ago at Costco. The only brand thing on it is Keep Cool, and they are slightly insulated. They do a really good job. So we always take these with us for our fresh produce and our frozen items because we're usually making more than one stop. We're usually shopping at Costco, Whole Foods, and then a lot of times Trader Joe's or Sprouts after that. But we did not do that today because we wanted to get home and do this and get some lunch. So more fruit, organic fresh strawberries. They still are looking pretty good. So I'm hoping that these are still tasty. The organic blueberries. I buy fresh blueberries year round. It's kind of my treat. I have blueberries every day. I love them because of all the antioxidants. And so it's something that I treat myself to. Also, I have a video on how to prevent your berries from spoiling. So make sure you watch that video because it will help. Some strawberries that I had treated before I had gone on vacation were still looking great in the refrigerator when I got home. And so a couple weeks later, they were still good. So it will really help you. This is some salsa. I love this salsa. It does have salt in it. And I do use some condiments that have sodium in them. I don't cook with any salt, but I don't have any issues with high blood pressure or anything. So it's one of those things that I just allow myself to have. And I can make wonderful fresh salsa, but sometimes, you know what? I just like to have some that's already made. Tom, we bought 2 bags of this squash. We were going to put one back.
No way.
Yes, way. There's 2 bags in here. We forgot to put one back. Well, we're going to be eating a whole lot of squash this week, you guys. So we have 2 bags. We were trying to pick a bag. I really prefer the zucchini squash over the yellow squash. And so we were trying to find a bag that had more of the zucchini squash than the yellow. And we ended up with 2 in the basket. And we bought them both. So Oh yes. So the clerk, as we were checking out, he was like, "Wow." He said, "So, do you have any problems eating all this stuff before it spoils?" And we said, "Well, not usually, because we do eat whole food, plant-based and vegan." And so he was asking us questions about it. He was really quite curious about the way that we eat and wondering what we do with everything that we bought. And so that was kind of fun. So one thing that I do at the end of the week is I do look in the refrigerator, and Tom does this as well, to see what vegetables do we have left over, what needs to be used. And then I can make like a big soup, a veggie soup, and throw everything in with some broth and make a big batch of soup that then can be divided up into our super cubes and frozen. He'll take whatever's left over and make dump soup with it. And so we try hard. Every once in a while, though, we do have something that spoils. We also will cut things up and pop them in the freezer and then use them later in something that we're going to cook. So, we try really hard to not have waste. Then I was really wanting grapes. They had some organic grapes at Costco. They had green and red. I had been buying red before I went on my trip, so I was really glad to see that they had green ones today, just to change things up a bit. Brussels sprouts. We love Brussels sprouts. So they're like little mini cabbages. You can do so many things with them. You can steam them. You can microwave them. You can air fry them. You can put them in soups. You can chop them up and put them in your salads. They're delicious raw because they're like a little cabbage. Even people who don't like cabbage sometimes like the Brussels sprouts because they're kind of sweet and they're super delicious. Add some balsamic vinegar, some coarse ground mustard. Oh my gosh, you guys, these are so delicious. You need to have cruciferous vegetables in your diet, and you need to have wide variety. And so try something that you haven't tried before and see how it goes. That's how we find our favorite things. And even if you tried something when you first went plant-based, or you didn't used to like certain things when you were younger, give those things a second chance, because your taste buds change, especially after you adopt this lifestyle. Your taste buds change, and you will be amazed at what might taste really good to you now that didn't, especially if you were eating badly before you went whole food plant-based. Okay, on to more wonderful things. So we did not buy things to make salad today. And the reason is that Tom bought salad fixings while I was gone, and he made salads before I got home. And so we have enough for like 3 days in there right now. And so I didn't want to buy any greens or anything for the salads today, because it would be a few days before we even needed to make them. And we like to make them when everything is super fresh and we have just purchased it, because that's how it allows our salads to last for a week. So do look at my video on how to batch prep salads that will last a week. And I give you all the hints and tips on how to do that. And that way it ensures that we eat a chopped salad every day. And sometimes we can get up to like 30 different veggies in that one salad. So Dr. B says we should strive for 32 different whole food plants for the week. Well, we can even do that in a day by making our chopped salads, and they are amazing. All right. Okay. Yeah, Gina says Mary Poppins bags. Yes. Okay, so we got some organic spinach. So I like I'm saying so a lot today. You can tell I haven't made a video in a while because my brain's thinking faster than my mouth can go. I like the organic spinach. Tom likes to add some to supplement our chopped salads, because I like my salads a little bit smaller now. I don't know if it's an age-related thing or what's happening. I used to eat a pound salad. Now I make them about 12 ounces, and sometimes I can't even finish that. So, he's supplementing because he likes his to be bigger, but then he's a guy and he has more muscle and he gets to eat more than I do, so that works out. Then I also got some spring mix, So we can add that to the salads. Also, if we want, we don't put spring mix in our batch prep salads because spring mix has a tendency to go bad too fast. But sometimes maybe I want just a little side salad with a bowl of soup for dinner, and spring mix is really nice to be able to do that. And the spinach, we can also do smoothies with this. I have a really great tropical mango smoothie recipe on the blog, so be sure to check that out. I also made one recently in a video where I was showing you 3 different things that you could do with your Vitamix blender. So check that out as well. And then asparagus. I love asparagus. So I will go ahead and steam this either in a pot with a steaming basket on top of the stove, or I have been known to just wash it, trim it, put it on a plate, and microwave it. I like it to be al dente, so it still has a little bit of snap to it, and then we will put it in the refrigerator. It can be a side dish with anything else that we may want to have. They can be cut up and put in our salads as well, and we even like to eat them as snacks. We have been known to take cooked asparagus with us on road trips and eat it as a snack. So super delicious, great price at Costco for this as well. Organic cauliflower already cut up. So we have a really busy schedule coming up this next week. We have things going on every single day, things in the evening with getting grandkids to their soccer practices and 3 games on Saturday. So the more convenience items that I can buy, the more time I can save, the better. So Tom's moving the camera. So you all just, that was not an earthquake, just so you know. So the cut up cauliflower, this can be eaten raw. I showed how to make riced cauliflower in that Vitamix video. Maybe Tom, can you link to that Vitamix video in the show notes where I showed how you could make riced cauliflower in the Vitamix blender? And so much you can do with this. Eat it raw, eat it steamed. You can air fry it. So many things. You can toss it into a stir fry in a pot on the stove. I love cauliflower. Again, another wonderful cruciferous vegetable, which is so good for you, as well as broccoli. So also love broccoli. Again, you can eat it raw. You can eat it steamed. You can air fry it. You can microwave it. So many things you can do with broccoli. It's delicious. Chop it up and add it to your salads as well. And this is in the rainbow salad that I show in that Vitamix video on how to make, where you take different raw veggies and chop them up using your Vitamix blender and then make this beautiful salad. So this is really super great, so healthy. Then of course, some celery. So Tom loves to have this as a little crunchy item in his chopped salads. After he chops his salad, then he dices some of the celery up and puts it in there. I also love it in a stir fry. I like to add it to a lot of soups. So my minestrone soup, I posted this morning on Facebook a link to the recipe for my potato corn chowder, which is on the blog. And you can add some celery to your soups. It's so delicious, so good for you. Stuff it with some almond butter, some peanut butter, and it is delicious. I love buying the squash, butternut squash, organic, already peeled and cubed. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is a huge, huge time saver. So I buy these and I freeze them so that if I want to make my curry ginger butternut squash soup, I don't have to go to all the work to peel and cut up the squash. So I love it for the convenience that it offers me. My Chipotle nacho cheese sauce, you can use this instead of the potatoes and carrots to make that cheese sauce, and it makes it a little bit sweeter and it's a little bit creamier. And so give that a try. Those recipes are, of course, on the blog. So the curry ginger butternut squash soup, and then the Chipotle nacho cheese sauce. So those are so great. And I'm going to show you soon how you can take the cheese sauce and turn it into a broccoli soup. So delicious. I tried it before I left on my trip and it was fantastic. You guys are going to love it. So I know a lot of you have requested that I do some videos showing you some quick and easy meals. And so what I'll do is, use some things that I batch cook and show you how I turn them into different things throughout the week. So let me know in the comments if you are interested in that. And also, when we post on Instagram, Facebook, or do the videos here on YouTube, please, please, please leave us comments and let us know if you like the content, because we are trying to cater to what we think you want and the things that would be helpful to you. But if you don't respond by commenting and letting us know, we don't know if we are giving you what you want or not. And we would like to get to know you. You get to know us. And so please comment and let us know if you like the content. Give us a thumbs up as well, you guys. It really helps our ratings here on YouTube. Oh, I should turn this around. This is the wild brine sauerkraut. Costco also sells this. Tom loves sauerkraut, and after he chops his salad, he likes to top it with some of the sauerkraut. So this is great because it's probiotic. It's really good for your gut health. You only need a small amount. It does have a lot of sodium in it. So if you do have heart issues or blood pressure issues, then you will need to make your own to be able to make it salt-free. But this is really delicious. Well, I think you can, I think there's a way. I thought, oh, Tom said that you need salt in order to make sauerkraut. So how would you make it without salt? Maybe you could do a reduced salt version. Or like we'd like to just take beets and marinate beets in apple cider vinegar. So I'm thinking that you could probably do something similar to that with shredded cabbage and soak it in apple cider vinegar and maybe add some seasonings that would make up for the lack of flavor that you get from the salt. But I haven't tried making that, so I can't say for sure. But we love beets soaked in apple cider vinegar. Okay, Tom, I think that is it for me for our Costco run. I did buy 2 long sleeve shirts to wear to Pilates as the weather starts to cool down. Thank you, my assistant. And so when I deduct those from our Costco bill, then we spent on food, we spent $198.09 for all of that food, you guys. That is a ton of food. So people always say, really you buy that much food for you and Tom. Do remember that I do some cooking for my daughter's family. And when we have the grandkids over, we feed them. And so, some of this stuff gets shared with other people as well. And then I'm always recipe developing. I'm always trying new things. And, takes a lot of food to be able to do all of that as well. And we eat a ton of plants. Plants are the base of our diet. And so, we're eating a ton of vegetables every day, probably 2 to 3 pounds of vegetables a day. Okay, so Rich says the maple syrup Tami has is $12.99 and it's 33.8 ounces and it's organic, made by Kirkland at Costco. Thank you, Rich, for doing that. Gina says, if you make it temperature controlled, you can make sauerkraut. Some people make it without salt, but it doesn't taste as good. Jennifer Diamond has a video about it. Great. Thank you for sharing that. And Angela says the Giroudi family has a recipe for sauerkraut, and I think she uses miso. So that would be really good because you guys, miso is a great probiotic. And although it does have sodium in it, it does not affect your blood pressure. So that would be a really great way to do it. So check out the Giroudi family YouTube channel and see. All right. Rich says maple syrup does not color anything you're using in it, like date syrup. That is absolutely true. So I made some cornbread muffins using date syrup and they turned dark, dark brown. They looked like they were chocolate. It totally messed with your brain because your brain thought we're going to eat chocolate and it was cornbread. And so what I ended up doing with that is I blended whole dates with the milk that I had in the recipe, the almond milk, and that sweetened them with the dates and got around them turning a really dark, dark color. Okay, so we couldn't get everything that we wanted today at Costco. You know, some things are hit and miss. Sometimes they have them, sometimes they don't. And so we always go there first because their prices are so great and they come in large quantities. And then what we can't get there, then we go to Whole Foods to fill in. And if there's things that we can't get at Whole Foods, then we'll either go to Trader Joe's, usually Trader Joe's, and sometimes Sprouts. So let's see what we got. So today at Costco, they did not have the big bags of peppers. They had the little mini sweet peppers, but they didn't have the big bags of organic. So I did get these at Whole Foods. I did a video recently on kitchen hacks and share with you what to do if you, at the end of the week, you still have some of these left over, how you can prevent them from going bad, and that will be helpful to you. Now, these can be, you know, used for cooking, or they're great just with some hummus, or put them in your salads. So many things you can do with them. Great snacks. Green onions. I love Mexican food, you guys. And so I buy green onions every week. I will wash these. I will slice them. I'll put them in a glass container with a tight lid, and I will use them throughout the week to garnish my food. Then this is some fresh cilantro, and I will trim these. I'll put them in a glass of water. I'll use the bag as a tent over the top, and then it will go in my refrigerator, and it will last for 2 weeks. Yeah, it's great. This is just some kale, organic kale for Tom and I. Then we can just add it to a soup. If we're having a soup, we like to heat a soup up and then add extra greens to it, because then you're getting all those phytonutrients and you're getting more fiber, and it's just a great way to get more greens in. And so this is delicious. It's very hearty. It has a lot of chew to it. And so if you have a brothy soup and you chop up some kale to add to it while it's simmering, then it just makes it heartier. So delicious. Then I also got some chives and some dill, because I think I'm going to make my ranch dressing. And so I'll need those for that. We love the little Persian cucumbers. They don't have seeds in them. They're really sweet. They have a nice texture to them. And Tom likes to take one and chop it up and put it in his salad. After he's chopped the salad, then he just dices it and puts it in there. I like them with some hummus or on top of my salads. They're so great. Okay, so this is pasha. This is a buckwheat bread. It just has buckwheat and some salt in it. Yeah, it does have salt. Tom will put a link in the show notes for this. We do have a discount code for you if you want to purchase it from the company directly. They have a lot of different ones. Now, on the ingredients for... Yeah, there's more flavors than what you see at Whole Foods. Whole Foods does sell it. And these are their little buns. And on the ingredients, it says olive oil. They do not add any olive oil to the bread mixture, but they do use a thin swipe of it in the pan in order to prevent it from sticking. So up to you whether, that fits with your lifestyle food choices or not. But I love these. They're gluten-free. They're totally vegan. They do a great job with them. I love these. And you'll find them in the freezer section at Whole Foods, or Tom will put a link in the show notes, and you can order them and use our code to get a discount on them on your first order. Some shredded carrots, just because I like to add shredded carrots to a lot of different things. And so I have those to go. Okay, so these are no bull burgers. These are a plant-based burger that you will find in the freezer section at Whole Foods. So, we have to reset our coupon code? Okay, he has to ask them to reset our coupon code, and then we will put it in the show notes. But he'll put a link there for you so you can see. Okay, so these are lentils, brown rice. It's all organic. chickpea flour, white mushrooms, spinach, water, non-GMO, wheat-free tamari sauce, chia seeds, and granulated garlic. These do have sodium in them, but they do not have any oil. And so these are nice just to keep in the freezer if you need a really quick meal. So you can put it on one of the pasha buns if you want, or you can make a lettuce wrap or use a big dark leafy green to wrap it up in. And we really like these. They're delicious. It's not something that we eat every week, but I do keep a package of them in the freezer. So if we have a night where it's just like, whew, what are we going to eat? We can pull these out and have them. Then we usually buy our frozen corn from Trader Joe's, but since we weren't going to Trader Joe's today, we just picked up some frozen corn from Whole Foods. The 365 brand is their store brand, and they also had organic fire roasted. So this is really fun in Mexican dishes. It tastes really good. Just that fire roasting just gives them a whole lot more flavor. And and a red cabbage. I do love red cabbage. I like to shred it. I like to put it on top of my tostadas or my tacos. It's just really delicious. It's great in your salads. We put it in our chopped salads as well. And it's beautiful. And the more pigment the vegetables have, the more nutrient dense they are. So if you have a choice between red or green cabbage, the red cabbage is going to be more nutritious. So, but if you like green cabbage, it's okay. Just eat a few more bites of it. That's okay. We don't want to get hung up on nutrients and all the little nuances. We just want to make good choices and eat healthy food, right? Okay, so we like this brand of tortillas. So they sell this brand at Costco, but they're thicker. These are the thinnables, and they are much thinner. I like to use these to make my tortilla chips, my tostadas, use them for enchiladas. And Tom likes the thick ones for his chips from the thick ones that they sell at Costco, because if he's dipping them in guacamole or salsa, they don't break as easily as these do. But I like that these get crispy and the thick ones just get kind of hard. So up to you. There, of course, the big package from Costco is cheaper than getting these at Whole Foods, but they also sell these at Safeway and different markets around town. You can find these as well. I do believe they sell them online too. So the Mi Rancho is the brand, and look for them where you live. They're water, white corn, they're organic, yellow corn, masa flour, and some guar gum to keep them together, and a trace of lime juice. Delicious. Okay, we actually bought quite a bit of stuff today at Whole Foods. So I'm going to check. Let's see. Hope Sellers asked, do you wash all of your bagged lettuce? I don't. It's triple washed, and that's good enough for me. But that's a personal choice. But I purposefully buy the pre-washed, triple washed, because it's super dry, and that helps it last longer. When you buy it from the farmer's market or just buy the bunches at the store and then you wash it, it's very, very hard to get it dry enough to batch prep salads with it so that it won't go bad before a week is up. And so that's my personal choice, and everybody has to decide if that's a thing that they're willing to do or not. Okay, so I'm going to move this stuff aside and show you what else. So Tom, I've got stuff here when you have a minute for the fridge. Okay. Oh, he's writing to Pasha to get our code reinstated. Yeah, it's just for the first time order. Okay, but if you are going to order from them anyway, and it isn't your first time, if you would use our link, we would really appreciate it, because then we do earn a small commission off of that, and that helps to fund all of the expenses that we have, making videos and sending out emails. None of that stuff is free. It costs us money every month, so we appreciate your support. organic black beans. I have a bunch of recipes that you can use these in. If you just search Nutmeg Notebook black beans, you'll find my recipe for them. You'll find different things, different recipes that I use the black beans in. I cook them in my Instant Pot. It makes it very easy to do so. I like using the Instant Pot because you put everything in it and then you walk away and it doesn't need any attention while it's cooking. And that works well for me because I'm a very busy lady, just like you guys are busy. A couple of red onions from Whole Foods. You know, we love red onion in our salads, and I use them in soups and just all kinds of dishes, sautés, everything. So these are just some potatoes that I wanted to get, russet potatoes, just so that I can make twice baked potatoes. So on the blog, I have a recipe for vegan ranch twice baked potatoes. So you bake them, cut them in half, scoop out the potato, and then you mash it with some broccoli and some nutritional yeast and my vegan ranch dressing. Then make some of the chipotle nacho cheese sauce. And after you've twice baked them, then you drizzle more ranch on top, and the chipotle nacho cheese sauce. Absolutely delicious. So vegan ranch twice baked potatoes on nutmegnotebook.com. The best way to find the recipes is to Google Nutmeg Notebook and then the recipe. And Google is a terrific search engine, and it will help you find them. Okay, so then we've got some milk. I have the Eden soy. This is water and soybeans. So super healthy. You want to shake it well, shelf stable. You can pop it in the fridge after you have opened it. I think I have 2 of these. This is not as healthy, but this is a brand that my grandkids will drink when they are here. And so we do keep it on hand for them because if we're having like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or something like that, or maybe they're having waffles for breakfast, then they have a little glass of almond milk to go with it. So I keep a lot of things here that are for the grandkiddos. Fresh limes. So I love fresh lime juice in so many things. Try a little bit of lemon or lime juice in your green smoothie. You will be amazed at how delicious that is. It adds such a lovely flavor, and it really will tame down the bitterness of arugula or kale or something dark leafy green that maybe you're not quite as fond of. And I don't think I have any more frozen. I think that's it. And so super great. If you have these left over and you're not going to get them used up, then go ahead and juice them and freeze in ice cube trays or the small super cubes. Or you can go ahead and freeze them whole. That's one of my kitchen hacks. And then thaw them out. You can thaw them out in the microwave. You can set them on the counter. You can put them in the refrigerator. And because all of those, the membranes expand when they get frozen, you will even get more juice out of them when they have been thawed out. So I'm not going to take all of these tomatoes out, but I did buy tomato sauce, no salt added. It was on sale today, still not a great price. You know, sometimes they have a really good price on sale. Oh, that's 2 of those. Oh, and the fire roasted, no salt added, diced tomatoes. So they were on sale today, but they were still like, what, $2.36 a can or something? Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So, but anyway, I was out. I had stocked up. I had bought a couple cases the last time they had it on sale when it was a really good price. But it is fall, y'all, and I'm ready to make some soup and stew and chili. And so I did go ahead and buy some tomatoes today, even though they weren't the best price. But I do like the fire roasted because they just have so much more flavor to them. And since we're not using salt when we cook, we want to do everything we can to enhance the flavor. And if we, have those fire roasted, then it just adds another depth of flavor. Oh, I just realized I forgot to buy fresh garlic today, but that's okay because when I buy that great big bag at Costco, I go ahead and roast some of it And then some of it I just keep out just to have regular, not roasted. And I'll put it in little containers and freeze it. So I know I have some frozen garlic. Okay, I digress. All right. So now I have sunflower seeds, raw sunflower seeds, and raw pumpkin seeds. We do like to add these to salads. And so I usually just use the pumpkin seeds, but Tom likes to use both. And sometimes I'll use the sunflower seeds. And so we do keep these in the refrigerator so that they don't go rancid on us. And we buy these from the bulk section at Whole Foods. If you have a Sprouts or a store that has a bulk section, do check it for different nuts and seeds, because when you're not paying for packaging or advertising, you can actually save some money. So check the bulk sections always to see. And one hint, I was talking to the bulk manager at Whole Foods one time, and she told me if you buy grains or anything like that at the bulk section, when you get home, she said, just automatically put them in the freezer for like 7 days. And then if there's any little critter in there, which often happens in bulk items, that will kill the little critter. So if it's a little moth or what have you. So just food for thought. All right. It's squash season. Are you guys so happy? I'm so happy. So this is an acorn squash, and it's got a lot of dirt on it. Look at that. Looks like they just plucked it out of the garden. And so I will cut this in half, and I'm going to oven roast it, and then I'll make something and stuff it. So some kind of grain, probably rice or oat groats, and then I can mix beans or lentils with it, salsa if we want it to be Mexican. It can go a lot of different ways. Or you can do quinoa and a chopped apple and some chopped dates if you want it to be a little bit sweeter, and so much you can do. So the squashes are out in abundance right now. We saw butternut and red curry and kabocha. I already have a kabocha in the pantry to cook up, and of course lots of butternut squash as well. So my trick for these is wash it really well, poke it with a paring knife 4, 5, 6 times, put it on a paper towel in the microwave. Depending on the size, I would do this for about 3 minutes. That will just soften it enough that I can easily cut it open and not hurt myself. Okay, so I do that with all of the winter squashes. Wash it, pierce it with a knife, then microwave it. And I have a blog post all about winter squash. So Google Nutmeg Notebook, winter squash, and I have details in there on what to do with them. I have links to recipes and so forth. So check that out. They are absolutely delicious. And once they're cooked, they're creamy and so sweet. Oh my gosh, you guys, I love, 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 love winter squash. Here's that other box of milk for the grandkiddos. These are bite-sized wheat squares, just wheat squares. So Tom likes to have these. Sometimes if we do popcorn, he likes to sprinkle a few of these over the top of his popcorn, or they can be, a crunchy little snack if you need something like that. Japanese sweet potatoes. Oh my goodness, you guys, the Japanese sweet potatoes today at Whole Foods were ginormous. Is that a word? I don't even know, but they were huge. Look at the size of these. And these were the small ones that we picked up. And so I will oven roast these. I have a video all about how to oven roast all kinds of potatoes. So check that out. And how to store them in the refrigerator so that they last a week. Okay. Gina says, Chris Brinkman asks, do you come up with a weekly dinner plan for dinners during the week? I do not. Now, when I first started adopting a whole food plant-based lifestyle, I did, because, I didn't know what I was doing yet. And so I found recipes, and then I would plan out what I was going to make for the week. But here's what we do. We automate what we're eating. So I eat 2 meals a day. Tom sometimes eats 2, sometimes 3, just depends on how much like heavy outdoor work he's doing. And so I don't eat in the morning. My first meal of the day is at lunchtime, and it's a chopped salad. And I eat that chopped salad every day, 7 days a week. That is what I have for lunch. So that's automated. I don't even have to think about it. I batch prep those salads once a week. I chop it, I have it for my lunch, and then, I add things to it, whether it's beans, tofu, rice, potatoes, whatever, to make it more filling. And then for my evening meal, it just depends on if I'm hungry or not, what I have, how hungry I am. In the summertime, because it gets so blasted hot here in Northern California, I quite often will have a green smoothie or a small arugula salad with fresh fruit, or I might have a whole plate of fresh fruit, or I might decide to pull out a soup that I have frozen out of the freezer and have that. So I don't plan it because I batch prep enough things at the beginning of the week. I have potatoes. Tom does rice. We always have things in the freezer. We have taco lentils. We have a variety of soups. We have frozen grains. We freeze the rice, and we'll freeze quinoa and different things. And so we can pull together from our batch prepped potatoes and grains. And we always have canned beans. So if I don't have beans that I made in the Instant Pot, we have canned beans. We can pull something together just depending on what we're in the mood for that night. And, like right now, we're really busy running with grandkids. And so, sometimes we're eating on the run, and we're just taking a little something with us in a little cooler. So no, I don't menu plan because Tom has 7 salads a week. I have 7 salads a week. That's half of our meals right there. And so the other half, he either pulls something from the freezer or he makes dump soup if he's not having his salad for a meal. So that just makes it super simple and easy because I just don't want to spend all my time in the kitchen. I've got so many other things that I want to do. So, but a lot of people like to menu plan. A lot of people need a tremendous amount of variety to keep them happy. I don't happen to be that way. I'm pretty okay. I love Mexican food. I'm pretty okay eating a lot of beans, rice, corn, and salsa, whether it's on a potato or just a burrito bowl over lettuce, what have you. Okay, so we forgot to buy these noodles at Costco, and Tom's out of them. And so we picked up this little tiny bag of these for a lot more money at Whole Foods. But they also sell these at Costco, and that's where we normally buy them. And they are just organic brown rice flour and organic millet flour. No sodium added. And he likes these. I've never actually eaten them, but he likes ramen. And so these make him think of ramen, and he likes those. All right. And one more thing. I think this is the last thing. It is tomato paste. And so I like this. This is one ingredient, organic tomato paste in the little foil pouch. You just unscrew the lid, squirt out however much you need, and then store it in the refrigerator. So no mess, no fuss. You don't have to open up a can. It's great and super easy. Okay, let me see. Christine says, I love the Chipotle cheese sauce. Thank you, Christine. I really appreciate the feedback. If you haven't already, put a review on the blog post where the recipe is. If you wouldn't mind going there and doing that, in the comment section, right above it is 5 stars, and you can choose however many stars you would give that recipe. And then if you leave a little note, that really helps people who come to the blog for the first time or the second time, and they're looking at recipes and they see, it's gotten so many good reviews, so I'm going to give that a try. So all of you, for any recipe of mine that you like that's on the blog. If you wouldn't mind going there and leaving reviews, it's really, really helpful for me as well as for other people who are looking for recipes. So I appreciate it so much when I get feedback from you. All right. Tom is telling everybody thanks for being here. Jackie says, I wish we had a Costco. It's about 3 hours away. Other places I have lived had decent quality, but a small amount of organic to choose from at Walmart. Here it is, difficult and poor quality at Walmart. So I did a video at the beginning of the year where we went to Walmart because people asked us if we would go there and do a shopping haul. And so we did. It's not a place that I typically shop at. I was shocked at how much organic produce they had, and it looked great. I have since gone several times and purchased all of the ingredients to make my salads. If something doesn't look good that's out in the produce section, I have had very good luck with the people who work in the produce department, asking them, could you go back and check and see if you have any fresher arugula, or this spinach doesn't have a really good date on it and I need it to last 7 days. Could you go look in the cooler and see if you have something that has a date, expiration date that's further out? And they have been so, so helpful in doing that for me. So, I know every Walmart, Costco, Whole Foods is different, and what you can get in different parts of the United States varies. It even varies here where we live in Northern California. The Costco that we shop at sells a lot of organic produce, but in the next town over, when we have stopped there, they don't carry as much organic. So it kind of depends on the people in the area and what they want. And so it can vary, and brands can vary from state to state, even within Costco, depending on their availability. All right. Chris Brinkman says, I enjoy hanging out with you both, like just hanging out with friends, but also learning how others live plant-based. Thank you, Chris. I so appreciate that feedback. I really, really, we do. And we love to get your emails, you guys. When you email us or leave us a comment on Instagram or Facebook, if I post a recipe or hints or tips, just like the videos here on YouTube, when you give us some feedback, it really helps us to know what kind of content you guys really want to see. So please give us that feedback so that we can be more helpful to you. All right. That's a really good point. Gina is saying that when she can't find organic, she uses the EWG Dirty Dozen list of veggies, and then she'll buy non-organic if it is not on the Dirty Dozen list. And that is perfect to do that. All of the plant-based doctors tell us that it is better to eat conventionally grown vegetables than to not eat them. And so if you can only get conventionally grown, buy it, eat it, because that's healthier than not eating it. So thank you, Gina. That was a really good point. I appreciate it. And she also just posted a link to the site, and I believe they have the Dirty Dozen list and the Clean 15 that you can print off, and that way you can do a screenshot of it and keep it on your phone. So when you're in the grocery store, you can look at it and then you can say, it's okay to buy this fruit or this vegetable, even if it's not organic, and that will be very helpful. All right, you guys, that's it. We've got to put all of this away now, and we've got to fix us some lunch. I'm going to have a chopped salad. And Tom, are you having dump soup?
I have to decide.
He's going to decide. He might go with like a veggie burger or something easier because now it's getting late. So anyway, I want to thank everyone for showing up today for this. This has been really fun. And I hope that it has helped you to see what perhaps you can get at your stores, your Costco, your Sam's Club, even your Safeway store. Please go in and check the aisles. Even if it's a store that you haven't been in for a while, go back and check. You will be amazed at how many plant-based options there are. I was recently in the Midwest, and I found all kinds of food that I could eat at restaurants or from the grocery store. So be sure to check it out. Gina, thank you for showing up and helping. I really needed your help today, and I appreciate all the links and repeating questions that you did for us today. Thanks everybody for watching. Please like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, because then you'll get a notification whenever we go live or when we put a new video up. And go over to nutmegnotebook.com and subscribe there as well. That is another place where I share tips, hints, kitchen hacks, and of course, lots of recipes. I'm Tami, and I help you get healthy and stay healthy one grocery haul at a time. Thanks for watching. See you next time.